Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th, Eubank Jr. versus Benn. 30 years of rivalry and hatred.
I do hate him.
All comes down to this. The next generation, a new destroyer. For family, history, legacy. Eubank Jr. versus Benn, April 26th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
This is Charlie Parsons for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN. I actually wish the couple of minutes that we've just had off camera were on camera, because you've mugged me off. I've asked you about your raving days. You said I was still in my mum's womb, and I said a very funny story. That when I came to visit you and Conor in the gym all of a year and a half ago, you punched me with gloves on at 1%. A matey punch to the head, and I had a headache for about 2 hours. So word of the fact of the matter is, don't fuck with Nigel Benn, basically.
Stop swearing because my wife's going to hear
that. Well, you didn't say it.
Right.
You didn't say it. How are you?
This is a really well. Just we had a great training camp. Now, what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but what happens in Mallorca, I'm telling.
Oh.
The sparring. The class of sparring partners. First of all, we start off with Denzel Bentley.
Yeah.
Had his hands full. These are all light heavies. Had his hands full. Then we went on to the guy that knocked out Munguia, French guy. Bruno had his hands full. Then we had a surprise guy that come in with 12-handed, a guy called William Skull.
Not the man who's fighting Canelo.
William Skull. Then what happened? He was sparring with Conor, got to about round 4 or 5, and he started saying low. Conor only had 40 seconds rest. He wanted a minute. And then halfway through round 4 and 5, he was sitting on the middle of the rope. God is my witness, I'm telling you the truth. Then it came to about round 7 and 8, Conor just opened up on him. And that, in the middle of between round 8, he quit. William Skull. I don't mind saying that, I'm telling you the truth, because for the last 2 years, all I heard all negative about my son. But to stop William Skull, and I say that, and I look at the camera, he stopped him in his tracks. That's what he done. That's what he done, mate. I'm telling you, mate, I was just so impressed. Me and Tony were saying to ourselves, mate, what the friggin' hell just happened there? And you know what it is? I was like loving him. It was like Conor was my little boy. But what he done to William Skull. And you know, I would say, yeah, you go and fact check it, but we never got it on tape, but it's coming from the horse's mouth, mate. I was right there. I could not believe it. That was Conor against William Skull. So do you really think that I'm really worried about Chris Eubank Jr.? Not at all. Not at all. And in the opportunity I got to tell you about what Conor done, mate, to all his fights. You know, sparring with Denzel Bentley. I can't remember the guy, Bruno.
Bruno Saras.
Yeah. Had the hands full. And then William, the IBF champion, who's fighting a week after Conor, got dealt with proper. So that's the caliber of people Conor's been sparring with. Not even worried. Not in the slightest.
Nigel, I see this as a bit of a trilogy. I know people are billing it as that. Conor is a carbon copy of you. I believe
he's a better copy of
He's
me.
a better copy of you.
Yeah.
I believe Chris Eubank Jr. is almost a carbon copy of Chris Eubank
No,
Sr.
not
No.
at all.
What are the differences, do you think?
One thing is, Eubank Sr. had a serious physique. He had a granite chin. Eubank ain't got that. Ain't got that whatsoever. No comparison. And I think it's going to be an early stoppage. It's not really like say what round or whatever. I think when Conor hits him, when Conor connects with him, oh my gosh, I believe he's gone. He's gone. So I'm not even going to predict a round.
I was listening to Conor's interview with DAZN earlier, and he says he looks back at the kid from two years ago who was meant to fight Chris Eubank Jr. and almost thinks, go on kid, almost looking in at as a almost imposter syndrome a little bit, compares that to where he is now. Eddie Hearn keeps saying what an advantage it is having this fight 2 years on. Like you've said, everything you've said, seen in camp, believes that when Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr. get in the ring in front of 70,000 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Conor goes in and levers him.
It's not about where everyone said Conor's going to come at him. Conor will come at him, 100%. Conor, all the sparring partners, Conor's always going forward, never going backwards. The only time he went backwards is like take a break. Conor is not a 12-round fight, I'm telling you this now. Conor would be like one of them all-day fighters of 15 rounds. Conor can do that. Conor gets better as the rounds go on.
Your relationship with Chris Eubank Sr., I know you're not close as such, but we've seen over the last couple of years you've spent more time around each other.
No, I don't spend no time.
Okay, but when you have encounters with him, it's amicable, right?
Oh yeah, of course, it's going to be amicable. We've got nothing to fight for. We'll leave it to our kids. I just pray that he has a better relationship with his son. I just, I wish we were close together.
Well, that's kind of a little bit what I want to ask you about.
That's why I led you to that.
I was speaking to Eddie Hearn this morning. You could do my job for me, Nigel. I was speaking to Eddie Hearn this morning, and he said, if anything, it's quite sad. And I think we can kind of make the assumption with the tragic passing of Chris's son as well that, maybe at times it's not right for him to do certain interviews and certain things.
I don't think he should be putting his son down. If you've got anything to say, he should always keep that private.
When he called his son a disgrace.
Yeah, keep it private. If you've got anything to say to your son, say it in private.
How do you think? I know you don't know Junior, but if I see how close you and Conor are, and I've watched that relationship firsthand for years.
Yeah.
That will affect Junior because
I think at the end of the day, you don't really want your son, your father saying that about you, or I don't know. I don't like it. I've been in that situation before. Not nice.
Saturday night when the two of them get in the ring, I said to Conor earlier, I said, are you guys going to shake hands at some point afterwards? He said, absolutely not. It's pure hatred. But that's what...
No. Can you
don't think?
That word? No, it's not no pure hatred. Conor ain't working with that, mate. That's not hatred. Conor's getting in that ring with the right attitude, not hatred, no. So really take that word back, mate. It's not no hatred in there for Conor. Conor's just got to do a job.
I was surprised at how cool, calm and collected Conor was when I asked him about the egg situation. He said Chris played a blinder and it was great promotion.
Yeah, of course
I respected that.
That's it. Yeah, no anger from Conor. Maybe at the time there, you just want to get
Of course you do.
Him.
You want to get hold of him.
Yeah, but I want hatred with anger.
When you look at the two fights that you had with Senior and you look at the build-up to this fight, do you almost wish that you were fresh and able to go in and do it all over again? Does it make you?
No, I've had a good career.
You're happy living it through your sons?
Listen, all I wanted to be was somewhere like Southern Area champion. Yeah, I might have a shot at the British. That was it. So to be two-time world champion and inducted to the Hall of Fame, voted one of the best super middleweight in the history by the WBC alongside Joe Kawasaki. Wow. And my face permanently on the WBC belt at super middleweight. Wow. What more can I want?
Well, Nigel, thank you ever so much for your time. I suppose just very quickly, and like you say, you don't have a relationship with Senior, so maybe not. But at any point in the build-up, have you reached out to him personally to say, look, please be around, please be there for your son, we need to build this as the fight?
I talked to him. I don't see him to speak to him, to even talk to him. But I would love. I don't really want to see a father and son argue in public.
Even Conor feels that way, right?
Yeah, of course he do. Because he knows what relationship that we got.
Nigel, thank you very much for your time. Just lastly for the viewers, Saturday night, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, live on DAZN pay-per-view. What happens when your son meets with Chris Eubank Jr.?
Yeah, it's just a stoppage. I put my money. I don't see it going past 4 rounds. I think once Conor clicks him, and he's going to feel the power. I think that's it. Once Conor hits him, because, like I said, sparring with Bruno, sparring with William Skull, and stopping him, the IBF champion, in his tracks. And I can look at it, and you know it's the truth. No one can lie. I'm telling you the truth. No one. All of them had their hands full with Conor. Denzel Bentley, Rampton, the one that just turned pro, they all had their hands full with Conor. He's a machine, mate. Watch the knockout. God bless you.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th, Eubank Jr. versus Benn. 30 years of rivalry and hatred.
I do hate him.
All comes down to this. The next generation, a new destroyer. For family, history, legacy. Eubank Jr. versus Benn, April 26th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.